Alright, what's up guys? I'm coming back on YouTube. I just watched a video, Ray, he's another Texan fan. Always a good opinion, always gives it to you straight and forward, like, that's what I really like. So, huge shout out to him, and you should probably subscribe to his channel and, look at what he has to say. So, I came on here, pretty much like a state of the Texans kind of thing. Just look at the roster. He did go over a lot of this, which I want to, like, obviously revamp and, go over like the roster right now, and then all their draft thoughts and just other rumors that have been coming out. It was talked about a couple days ago that Bob McNair came in an interview was saying how he wants to not make the same mistakes that they made with David Carr, and I can see that. And he was saying how he doesn't want to start the rookie right away, which I feel like Bill O'Brien wouldn't want to do anyways, because he has this high-tempo offense that obviously a rookie cannot obviously come back right into the NFL and start learning this and playing right away. That's why they signed Fitzpatrick, which people might not want him to start, but he's going to start. This rookie's going to be behind him, and he's going to learn this offense before he's out there playing in the NFL every week. On that being said, I liked what Ray said with the thought of picking defense, offense, defense, offense. We do have a lot of defensive needs. He overstated how we don't have any really inside linebackers. Cushing's has been hurt the last couple of years. We don't know if Brooks Reed's going to go into inside linebacker. So with that, we have one inside linebacker who's coming off another knee injury, and with the other ones up in the air right now, we have a bunch of just pretty much special team guys we could possibly put in there, but we do need to address the inside linebacker position at the draft. Even if we do move Brooks Reed into inside linebacker, we have a lot of needs on the secondary. We have John Joseph. He's getting older. We don't know how long he's going to be there. Kareem Jackson's contract's coming out, and he hasn't been stellar for the first-round pick that we chose for him. And then our nickels, Brandon Harris or Mack, who's not that good either. So we're going to need just the nickel position. Safety, they already said Swearinger's going to be at one of them. And then we signed Kendrick Lewis and Chris Clemens. Clemens, who played in Miami, who I've seen play a lot, because my dad's a Miami fan, so I've seen a lot of his playing. He has good tackling skills. His coverage skills is very lacking, so hopefully he can get that going. But I feel like he'd win the race over Kendrick Lewis to be the other safety. And then defensive line, we pretty much only have Watt, because Antonio Smith's gone. Powell, who he's just signed, is kind of like a backup place. He played behind Don Terry Poe last year and stuff like that. And then we signed Matthews from Indianapolis, who's most likely a DN, who they said that they might put in nose tackle, but we need an actual true nose tackle, which I feel like Cornell would want to address during the draft. And then offensively, we do need we need a right tackle. We need the quarterback. We probably need a backup running back and more depth at the receiver position. But going off the fact that the rookie won't start, what's the point of drafting the quarterback #1 overall if we're not going to start him right away? I talked about this in my last video, the scenarios of trades. The one that's going on right now is Houston's going to trade with Atlanta. They would pick Clowney or Mack or whoever Atlanta would want. Then they'd go down to 6. Then they could pick a Manziel, one of those guys. But I feel like, why would you give up the prospects of Clowney, Mack, the tackles that are available, because all three of them have good upside, and if they were on our team, they would play right tackle at first. So it wasn't like we're spending this big pick on a guy that could be a bust at left tackle. He'll start at right tackle. And then there's Sammy Watkins, Mike Evans, who I'm a big fan of too. But I feel like we need to address this defense. Ray put in his video that we do have a lot of holes in defense, which we do. And we need this I'm a defensive-minded guy, too. I feel like defense wins championships. We saw it last year, Seattle. An amazing defense. Offense, not saying their offense isn't good, but Russell Wilson didn't have to rely more on him than his defense, really, pretty much getting him in field position, scoring, and giving him what they need just to get right in the goal line and score. So I feel like we need to go for that defensive player, Anthony Barr. If we did trade down later, maybe Anthony Barr, not later, but like 6th or further back, Anthony Barr would be a good prospect. He's a good defensive end, outside linebacker, man coverage. He'd be, I don't know if he'd be prototypical type, but he's probably the best outside linebacker outside of Mack. And if we trade down to 6, I doubt Mack would be there, so it wouldn't even or if Atlanta wanted Mack, we wouldn't get him anyway. So I feel like defense is what we need to address first. Offense, we need to address second. So we'd pick Clowney, Mack, Barr, one of those defensive guys. I'm high on all of them. Pick one of them first round. Second round, then we get the quarterback. Bridgewater's been slipping a lot. Garoppolo's been in the name. McCarron, Mettenberger. One of those guys that can stay behind Fitzpatrick first year, maybe second year, then they start getting the mold. Or if anything, Fitzpatrick might get hurt. And you always have to do for injury, so maybe he gets hurt, then they put him in. But I feel like for quarterbacks, we need to go for like the pro-style quarterback, which McCarron and Mettenberger played in college. Mettenberger played with, he was out in LSU, and then Cam Cameron the last 2 years was his offense coordinator who runs a pro-style offense, so that would make a lot of sense. And third round, if we get Clowney, Mack, or Barr, one of those three, who are outside linebackers, and maybe we get that inside linebacker or nickel corner, one of those guys. In my latest 7-round mock draft, I'm pretty sure in the third round I have the Texans picking, one second, I'll pull it up right now. How do I put this? I had them taking, well, I had them taking Mettenberger in the third round, but I'd switch out the second round. And third round, maybe pick an outside linebacker, nickel corner. I had them picking nickel later in the draft because this is a deep class. But then I said fourth round you get Jackson Jeffcoat, who's a defensive end, outside linebacker from Texas. He was supposed to be a big prop. He was projected to go in first round early season, like early mock drafts last year and this year, but his production wasn't that good in Texas, so his stock fell a lot. And then later in that fourth round, I had them picking Barrow, inside linebacker, LSU. So just in case, even if Brooks Reed moves inside, and we lost Joe Mays and Darrell Sharpton, so we're going to need that depth at linebacker. And then I said fifth round, we'd pick a center. I have Gabe Icard from Oklahoma. Chris Myers is kind of a smaller and older center, and he's only really fits the zone. He's a great zone blocker, but his passing skills aren't really that good, and Bill O'Brien doesn't run the zone blocking scheme, so we'd eventually need a new center. And then sixth round, I had us picking slot receiver and Kane Coulter from Northwestern. He played quarterback at Northwestern, but he's a small, kind of like, I think he's pretty much the same size as Wes Welker, smaller white receiver, fast speed, got agility, and he could pretty much be our slot because Keyshawn Martin hasn't really proved it, and he's another Kubiak guy that could possibly be out the fold once Bill O'Brien finally gets to practice with this roster. And then sixth round, I picked Ricardo Allen from Purdue. They released Bryce McCain over the free agency, and then Brandon Harris is our backup, but he's struggled when he ever has played up the nickel. So we could get him. That'd be depth. I don't really know. I haven't seen much of him, highlights or anything, but I feel like he obviously could be a great special teams player because he's pretty fast. And then other six-round picks, we have 2 six-round picks, had them picking A.C. Leonard. He started college at Florida. He's tight end. Had a misdemeanor charge and got kicked off the team. And then, like most players, they go to Tennessee State or Tennessee Tech, and he played at Tennessee State. But he has the size and speed to be a tight end playing receiver, kind of like Hernandez, but hopefully he doesn't have more off-the-field issues like Hernandez has. Seventh round pick, I said Houston should pick another fullback because we don't really have one. And I said J.C. Copeland from LSU. He's a bigger fullback. I'm pretty sure he weighs around like 270. Pretty much like a smaller guard or center playing fullback. And he'd be like more of a goal line guy because Bill O'Brien's, it's more like a spread offense, so he wouldn't be used a lot. And then last seventh round, I have him taking Anthony Ferreira, kicker from Texas, because we know how bad Bullock was last year. He killed this team, missed a lot of field goals. I'm pretty sure he kicked under 50%, which is pretty bad. If he did kick over, it was not much over, and that's not. We need, if we're gonna put a kicker out there, we lost a lot of games last year by less than 3 points, or around 3. he made 26 and made out of 35 attempts. That's 74. That's probably the worst in the NFL. And then, like, I'll look at the schedule last year. I know for a fact we lost a lot of games by 3 points. Pull up right now on NFL.com. We lost. It was a lot of games last year we lost by 3 points, or a little around there. I know we lost to New England by 3. We lost to Seattle was a close one. I don't know if it was actually 3 points, but it was close. Let's see. We lost to Seattle by 3. We lost to the Chiefs by 1. We lost to the Colts by 3. We lost to the Cardinals by 3. We lost to the Raiders by 5, but it's pretty close. Lost to the Patriots by 3, and we lost to the Titans by 6. So that's not a field goal, but still, there's probably in these games, and even more games that weren't as close as 3 points or 7 points or how many points it was. He probably was out there missing field goals that we really needed him to make. I feel like Kubiak trusted him way too much last year and put him out there for like 50, 54 yarders, and he just couldn't make them. So I did just give you a quick update on my 7th round mock. I'm going to fix that today after I get off this video. I'll probably come back on tomorrow and say what I think. I'm going to put Matt Berg in a 2nd round or other quarterback. And might switch. I have Clowney as a 1 right now, but the trade scenario, I'll probably do a trade scenario 1 too. And then I'll come back on here and tell you what I think the trade scenario mock draft would look like if we got like extra picks or something like that. And then pretty much like people think we're going to come from worst to first. I don't think that'll happen. We have a lot of holes and a lot of needs. Hopefully we do. I don't think we will. I think luckily, since we have an easy schedule, or one of the easiest schedules as they've been saying, we can come back 8-8 would be successful. I feel like maybe 9-7, 10-6, because some games we could maybe come out with. There's a couple games that we could win or loss. It's kind of up in the air. We don't really know what the final roster is going to look right now, like the pieces we're going to have. But I feel like we're rebuilding, but we just have a couple more pieces we need to get. 8-8, 7-9, 9-7 should be all we're pushing for this year. After last year, we started 2-0, thought we were going to be the playoffs again, then we crumbled at that. Crumbled the whole season, not even the man, but hopefully we can come back and make the playoffs, and I'm going to be happy again. So be on there tomorrow with my updated 7th round mock, and then I'll have a trade scenario mock too. So thanks, guys.